Education Leadership Conference happens every year. It's been happening for 7 years, so this
The
was
Yale
the
Philanthropy
7th
Conference is an annual conference. It's been running for about 6 or 7 years here at Yale.
The Yale Healthcare Conference is now in its 9th year, and it's a joint effort between the health professional schools at Yale and the School of Management. The Yale Healthcare Conference takes approximately 1 year to plan. Each year, co-chairs are selected, a joint process between last year's chairs in addition to our advisory board. And we started the process last April, right after our last conference. Elena Yakunin and I were selected as co-chairs.
We're bringing more than 700 people to New Haven, so it's a pretty huge undertaking. And there's a lot of different kind of verticals within that. So we have everything from budget and how much are we going to need to spend on the venue and the food. And we also have the content of the conference, so the actual panels, the keynote speakers, what is the theme going to be. So there's a lot of different components, and in some ways it's a full-time job for a student to take it on.
It mattered to people, and people were spending money on it. So to have a role in that as a first year, I was just getting my feet wet, was a great learning opportunity, and really just threw me into a role that required me to step up.
Taking a leadership role with the conference would allow me to have access to students at all the different schools and really to work with all of them. The deans of all of the health professional schools, and especially the School of Management, are really committed to working together, the one Yale vision. They really do mean it, and they have been so supportive in our efforts this year. So we like to think that the schools can come together on this one day to share knowledge. We have a lot of Yale alumni who are really involved in healthcare right now, and getting them to come here too helps connect our current students with what's going on in the real world.
The Yale School of Management Education Club is now known for the conference. Other business schools kind of rely on us to put this on, to kind of bring together people in the education sector and kind of with a leadership management kind of hat on.
I know that education can transform lives. I know it because it transformed mine. One of the things that I have been able to do, I think, in Providence is talk very personally about education because of my own background. I'm the son of Dominican immigrants. I was born in New York City and raised in Providence. My parents didn't have an education beyond the 8th grade. Their son stands before you today as the 37th.
If you look at the big problems daunting the world, some of them have been with us for a really long time, and they're not getting better. And often, despite billions of dollars, some of the world's best talent, you name it, that have been working on it. So why is that? But then you look at other issues and you say, wow, there's some transformational change going on there. Things like we're making a difference. I love to use the example of malaria, which is a disease that has dogged the planet forever. And a dear friend and colleague of ours, Ray Chambers, decided he was really going to go to work on malaria with the goal of eradicating it by the year 2015. And they're on track to do that.
The conference really complements what we're learning, what we're being taught in the classroom. The integrated curriculum really does support what you go through in real life. I find myself relying on concepts from our employee class, human resources, how to align incentives between your team members, with what your final process is going to be. The things that you read about what makes a successful leader, how do you communicate with your team, how do you empower people to do their best work. You find yourself relying on little tidbits, or you remember something from class. So the conference really does give not only the chairs, but also each of the folks who participate a way to practice what you're learning.
It kind of reaches a point with a large-scale event where the event just kind of runs itself if you've planned it correctly. The day of was a huge pleasure to kind of see everything play out. I got to go to about half of the panels, so I tried to spend about 20 or 30 minutes in each panel session. Heard some incredible conversations that were happening, around race and poverty and education, around innovation in New Orleans, and it was kind of bizarre how calm and wonderful it was on the actual day.
The Philanthropy Conference is one of the highlights of my experience so far at SOM because of the amount of work that was put in, but also the platform it was to build relationships with other students at the school. And I think it forged relationships that will stand the test of time.
We have our networking reception at 5:30 p.m. and it's done. 1 year of work and we were done. It was incredibly well received this year, and both Yelena and I were so thankful that we had the support of all of the students on the executive committee. And the energy in the audience was so high this year, and we're hoping to carry that forward next year. So we've selected our chairs, and they're actually already working on the conference for next year.